I don't know what your problem is, but you're not going to fight with me, you.
Proč nejsou celé titulky? Pačte International IGN video. Proč vypadá doslova jak ty? A to počkej, ty vole, kdo ho dabuje v té hře.
Sorry, God.
Vydali ještě aj 8 detailů, který by si neměl minout v Kingdom Come 2. Hnedka na začátku, takže já si je zapíšu a v únoru je využiju.
I definitely. I'm sore all over. Oh, my mouth most of all.
Glad to be of help then.
A moje pusa.
Take care.
The open...
Co tady tyhle dva dělali? Bude to mít CZ dubbing, ale prosím, co to je za dotaz?
Glad to be of help then.
Jste byli pod kamenem, ne? Posledního půl roku.
Take care.
The open medieval world of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was built with even greater authenticity in mind than its historically grounded predecessor was capable of. Whether you played the first one or not, there are plenty of potentially overlooked details you'll want to pay attention to.
You fight like an old hag.
Bojuješ jak stará bába.
Sometimes because it might help you succeed on your journey, and other times because it's just a neat touch of realism. In this month's IGN First, we'll be taking a look at 8 little things you won't want to miss in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Řepař už na mě čeká. Najdi starého kamaráda.
Wait, that's my pebbles.
Henry, the hero of the Kingdom Come Deliverance saga, will get the chance to reunite with a number of old friends from the first game, if you know where to find them. And one of them is a 4-legged friend who's been given a bit of a special buff for the sequel.
Takhle. Jeden kamarád, který ho určitě nenajdeš z jedničky, bude Teresa.
The first horse you gained in Kingdom Come 1 was called Pebbles, and many players really loved him, even though he wasn't really good. We in offices really love him as well. So you can get Pebbles even in KCD2. And another secret, really
super, že můžeš najít šedívku.
When you ride on him for quite some time, he'll improve significantly. So now you can love him, and he can also be good.
My girl,
What?
I thought they killed you down by that pond.
Šedívka jde vyupgradit.
While in a game like Skyrim, you may be able to pack your coat pockets with fresh fruit.
Kamo, oni toho normálně vávřiče prostě ničej. V každém tom IGN videu je to porovnání se Skyrimem. No oni ho normálně ničej.
And set off into the wilderness for days without worry. KCD2 is a bit more unforgiving in how it simulates perishable foods, but it also provides you with historically accurate ways to solve this problem.
All the food in our game spoil after some time, but you can prolong this like significantly by either drying it or smoking it. There's little dry houses and smokestacks that you can use, not every but most of the villages, which really prolong the shelf time of any food. It also usually lowers the weight of those items. So if you have limited inventory, this is a good thing to do. It's very fast and very useful. The same work for herbs. Herbs now get spoiled, so just by drying them, you can...
Bylinky můžou taky? To je zásadní změna. To ten dřepář se bude dělat hůř.
You'll brew the best potions with fresh herbs, but there are perks which will allow you to do these best qualities or best tiers of potions even with dry herbs.
The best and fastest remedy for that is chamomile decoction. Luckily, it ain't too hard to brew, but we'll need some fresh sage for it, and of course, chamomile.
Já nebudu dělat elixíry v Kingdom Come 2, já jsem se rozhodl. Mě to nebaví už.
People in medieval Bohemia loved their drink. After all, we didn't know much about water safety.
Na Terezu, kámo. Na Terezu, podívej se, co mi nese. Piváska. No jistě.
At the time, so alcohol tended to be safer. And there weren't any open world RPGs around at that time either.
To je ta ženská z rybníka, aha.
RPGs around at that time either. So options for entertainment were more limited. In KCD2, booze can be both a blessing and a curse.
I tell you.
So drinking usually can help you a lot. Basically, any alcohol will give you some positives when you're like only slightly drunk. And there's a lot of perks that will even improve this, but be very careful, because if you overdo this, if you get really drunk, it will give you a lot of negative stats. And there's
Takže zase žádný černoši a gejové, ach jo, 0 z 10 rage bait, ale Kino Kamenička má jednu zásadní gay postavu celou dobu. Tebe, hráče.
Also always the danger of being addicted to alcohol, so be careful with that. There's like stages of addiction that will get progressively worse. And also, if you get so drunk that you will like fall unconscious, because you know we are Kingdom Come and every NPC is simulated. So if some NPC will encounter you unconscious, and if you especially have low reputation with him, they can steal your clothes or weapons.
Cože?
Because Kingdom Come. Now, NPCs, even when they pick something up and it's kind of similar to what they're already wearing, they can wear it themselves.
Když se ožereš jako prase, tak tě okradou.
Fall unconscious because you're drunk. And when you wake up, you see somebody wearing your shoe.
Čet, Kingdom Come 2 bude kompletně bez kola vojebu, budu hrát normálně bez vašich sabotáží a myslím to vážně. Protože já vím, že jakmile to vyjde, kdyby dostalo later to kolo, vy se mnou...
Be careful about that.
Chiropraktik Jindřich. Mňam, mňam.
One of Henry's biggest character moments in the first KCD was learning how to read, which was so rare it was practically a superpower in the Middle Ages, and he can continue his erudite journey into KCD 2.
There's also a new skill, scholarship. You gain experience in that by some dialogue choices, but mostly by reading books.
Prostě jak je to o pár let později, tak Kingdom Come 2, to už nebylo vůbec bejt negramotnej, to už prostě reálně si normálně holka zvolila v moment, kdy si přečetl kus knihy, tak, jako by to přečetl někdo ve druhé třídě.
And there are perks in this skill that will help you gain experience in all the other skills. Read books, always.
Tam cinknou ty exby.
Whether you're an academic, a drunk, or both, your role-playing possibilities will expand to fit your personality.
My God, where are your clothes?
Mind your own bloody business.
How rude.
Actually, there are perks in drinking skill and in scholarship that will unlock completely new dialogue options with guards, and you can use these new dialogue options to get away from crime. And they are really funny, especially the one from drinking. Really, unlock them, try those, it's really funny.
And what do you want from me? Why are you bothering me?
Well, I mistook you for one of my
outfit.
Friends. He's also a guard. And we're always getting into a bit of mischief, you know?
Come on, so there's
no,
outfit.
I don't know.
Drunkenly explaining why you didn't kill the chicken is hilarious.
You want to fight, do you?
Enough. I give up.
I don't know what your problem is, but you're not going to fight with me, you...
Proč nejsou celé titulky? Pačte International IGN video. Proč vypadá doslova jak ty? A to počkej, ty vole, kdo ho dabuje v té hře.
Sorry, God. It's just I had a drink or two today.
And you thought you could just fight with me? Well, you made a serious mistake.
While Henry's abilities and even attire can affect his chance of success in different social situations, like being well-dressed giving you more play with the nobles, and being
Ten dubbing Indry je hrozný, ne? Ta Ludboy, já nevím, jakoby píšeš tady celý večer, takže jakoby ne, já s tebou nesouhlasím za prvý a za druhý, stejně to budeš hrát v češtině.
But in Blood letting you scare off bandits easier, these buffs and debuffs don't only apply to you.
Always remember that all the skill checks with NPCs are based on your and their statistics and skills. And in our game, you can actually influence even their skills. For example, if you really want to use your charisma in a skill check, it's kind of calculating against how good they are looking. So, night before, you can steal their fancy clothes. Or if you want to intimidate them, it might be easier if you poison them a little bit the day before, and they will be easier to intimidate.
Takových věcí, které můžeš ukrást, oh můj bože.
In the first game, it can be a bit of a pain to optimize your fit for every possible situation. After all, it takes quite a while, even on an inventory screen, to squeeze out of heavy plate armor and into something a bit snazzier or sneakier. But KCD 2 has made this a breeze.
There's also now 3 clothing outfits, basically presets, which you can quickly swap in your inventory. So it's now much easier to have your heavily armored Henry, your sneakily Henry, and your very charismatic Henry. It affects even prices in shops. So it's
always stejný jak v Kingdom Come 1, jo.
Idea to when you're selling or your loot from killing and exploring, it's usually a good idea to change your clothes. You
kamaráde, vlítnu do lesa jednou klávesou, si switchnu na lovecký a jedu. Vlítnu do města, nahodím drip na charisma a jdu do bordelu.
This far along on Henry's journey though, he's not necessarily just dressing for the job he wants, rather than the job he has. No, he's a bit more of a force to be reckoned with, and it's possible to flaunt this with certain enemies who really don't have any business crossing swords with him.
We also introduced battle cries. It's very good for roleplay because it's really fun to just roar away.
Já miluji roleplay.
For glory!
But also in our game, all your opponents always like carefully gauge how well the combat is going. For example, when you are like in a very strong armor, completely bloodied with the high stats, and he's really low level enemy, he could just flee immediately. You know, it could be like attempted ambush, they will see you and they will say, oh, and go away. But usually it's like more nuanced. They will not flee immediately. And battle cries actually really help with this. If they're like on the close to like giving up, you can just shout at them and they'll just flee. And there's also perks that will heavily improve that. And there's perks that...
Tady už nebude takový progres z nuly. Bude, protože po intru se ti resetujou staty. Plus ta hra 2 má 270 perků, takže ono jako ten, neboj se toho progresu, tam bude tuna.
Will unlock very, very funny battle cries. So definitely do that.
Christ! I'm hit!
I feel quite hungry!
Yeah, God.
There are tons more little things to discover in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for the sharp-eyed explorers out there, so don't hesitate to take it slow and try out new things. But if you're in the mood for even more from KCD2, make sure to check out our exclusive hands-on preview, the first 43 minutes of gameplay, and more all...
Se bojím, že tam toho bude moc? Se nemyslím. Ty mechaniky z jedničky budou fungovat, to jako by ti to padne do ruky rychle a ty nové věci se prostě naučíš a budou mají přirozeně přicházet, ale prostě, když ta hra má mít 60 hodin, tak tam musí být jako nové věci a věci, které se budou postupně na tebe nalepovat. Jako není to Call of Duty kampaň, že jo, máš tam jako si ty věci prostě postupně pobírat a učit a přidávat. Nemáš objevit všechny mechaniky a všechno, co v té hře jde, nebo najít a udělat za první stream, že jo. Tak. By the way, máš ještě jednu to. Richardík, díky za 700 korun českých. OK, boys. OK, ještě jeden. To není možný! To není možný! OK, to už není real, kámo, to actually není už real, bro. To není pravda už, to nemůže být pravda, bro. To nemůže být už pravda. Já tomu odmítám uvěřit, kámo, já tomu actually odmítám, už mi nikdo nedonejtuje. Bro, už mi nedonejtujte.